Guru Nation, how's it going? First of all, thank you so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. If you don't know what to comment, you know the drill. Leave a robot emoji, an alien emoji, a pizza emoji, whatever you feel like leaving, whatever describes your personality. Put it in the comments, right? It helps the algorithm out a lot. Today, I have a topic. I'm going to keep it short. It's more one for us to think long term, myself included. The industry always goes through changes, right? But technology expedites those changes. Now we're in a period of time where technology needs to catch up in order for the industry to really make a leap forward. So here's the thing. The technology already exists. The actual technology exists. eSource, eReg, remote monitoring tools exist. Adoption is not there. Most sites, I would say 95% of sites, do not use eSource, do not use eReg. Now, over this decade, that's going to change. COVID did expedite a little bit of that, but still, we are far from the potential. As this decade evolves, as this decade, the 2020s, turn into the 2030s, I do think most sites will have eSource and eReg. What does this mean? Well, we're already starting to see what CROs are doing. I know a few people at big CROs. They're telling me that the whole company is changing really internally to adapt to remote-based trials, remote sites. So the sites are still doing the work. This is not virtual trials. The sites are still doing traditional studies with patient visits and all that stuff. Yes, there might be a hybrid component, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about the monitoring of it. And right now, you still have traditional monitors going to sites because there's no other way to do the source data verification and source data review. They're paper charts. As more and more sites adapt to electronic, they start thinking, okay, we don't need necessarily all these CRAs to go all the time. We can use a bunch of in-house CRAs, make the CRA's life easier because, hey guys, we're having a CRA shortage as it is. So why don't we prepare for this? Why don't we prepare to surround our CRAs with an army of folks who can help make the CRA's job easier? So then you won't need as many traditional monitoring visits. Now, this is not happening anytime soon. The wheels are in motion, though. So this is eventually going to happen, but I think we have a decade to figure this out. So if you are somebody working at a CRO, first of all, if you're at a site, I think you are best positioned to not really need to worry about anything, because the sites is going to be the last thing to get replaced by technology. Why? Because it's old school. Patients still need to interact with their sites. Patients still, first of all, you have to get the patients somehow. Advertising works, but only to a certain extent. So the clinicians still see the patients. Yes, they might do hybrid visits and all that stuff, but the data has to originate somewhere. Data origination, which is what sites do if you think about it, is much more difficult to get technology to change than just reviewing the data, right? So originating and creating the data, much more difficult, and quite honestly, more higher value than just reviewing the data, which is what CRAs do. So if you're at a site, I think you're good. I think no matter where you are, especially if you're at a CRO, you need to start thinking how to be a generalist. This decade is going to try to streamline everything. This decade is going to try to continue to make you more of a specialist. It is your role and your job, because it's your life and your career, to make yourself a generalist. What does that mean? Learn more skills. Do more than what's asked of you. Do more than what's required. If you have to, jump around to learn more skills. Jump around to figure out, okay, I've been an in-house CRA, how do I become a CRA? Because in 2030, there is a possibility that we won't need as many CRAs because we'll just supplement or subsidize with in-house CRAs. Super streamlined study startup, in-house CRAs, remote site monitors, to the point where you won't need as many CRAs. So that solves the shortage of CRAs right there. So if you are in one of these roles, if you're a CRA, I think you're a generalist. You're going to be a rare skill set in the future. If you're an in-house CRA or remote site monitor or something like that, try to work your way to becoming a CRA. If you are a CRA already, try to figure out what else can you learn, what other therapeutic indications can you do. All the stuff I've been talking about generalists is going to be even more applicable in the next decade going forward, because technology is a deflationary force. What does that mean? Drives costs down for the end users. Who's the end user? Sponsors. They're paying for all this stuff. So they're saying, okay, if sites start switching to eSource and eReg, that's technology. That should be a deflationary force. How are our CROs responding to this as far as their pricing structure is concerned? And this is what the CROs are already starting to do. Surround their CRAs with a team of remote workers. This is only going to increase going forward. But for you, the employee, don't let them streamline you, okay? Figure out how to be a generalist and learn as much of the end-to-end process as you can, because then you'll always be in demand and technology could never put you out of business. You got at least a decade to figure this out. So if you're somebody that's just trying to get in the space or just got in, get in, learn, adapt, figure out new skills. Doesn't hurt to work at different levels, site CRO, sponsor, maybe even vendor. Just become a generalist. I'm going to be doing it too. But I think the site owners, the site directors, the study coordinators, they're really the last ones that need to focus on this change. I'm talking primarily to the people at CROs. The industry has been dominated by CROs. I think that may or may not continue. I think it's in some ways it's irrelevant. But I think the workforce at the CROs is going to change a bit, and to a more streamlined and less of a generalist, more of a specialist kind of roles for people, which for you as the employee, I'd be afraid of getting pigeonholed into a streamlined role. So generalist, the way to go. Let me know what you think about this. Let's see how this decade plays out. A lot of opportunities. I don't want to scare you guys. I just want you guys to be proactive and ahead of the curve. Learn to be a generalist. Talk to you soon, Guru Nation. Bye-bye.